everyone and welcome back. So today I am in Kuala Lumpur, still in the same place as the last video, and it's just started to rain. Brilliant, great timing, David. So I asked on both Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, all three recently, to ask me some questions about long-term travel, digital nomad life, anything you want to ask me. By the way, if you haven't liked those pages, all the links are in the description below as always. So this is a Q&A video. I've never thought I would ever do one of these, and you know what, I'm actually really pleased that people took the time to ask me questions, because I was half expecting to have to make them up. So I'm just going to get straight into it. So the first one is from Brooke. I have to refer to my bit of paper here. So this was, how the heck do you pack your suitcase for long-term travel? This is an awesome question. So I've had a suitcase, correction, 3 suitcases in the last year because they all break. And kind of in the beginning I said that I was determined to show that you could travel long term with a suitcase. It is possible, but it has its difficulties, i.e. wheels breaking all the time. So in the last year I've been to 24 countries, some of them boiling hot, some of them cold. And in my suitcase, shame I haven't got it with me right now, I have basically a selection. So I have about 8 t-shirts, I have 2 pairs of jeans, 1 pair of slut jeans, which you saw in one of my Bali videos, the ones with the holes in, and shorts. I have loads of shorts. So I have 2 pairs of shorts that for everyday use, and about 4 pairs of kind of beach shorts, which is ridiculous. In terms of cold weather, you may know from previous videos that I also have 4 jackets. It was 5, but I left one in London because I simply didn't have the space for it. I probably am the worst person for packing for any kind of travel, I'm going to be honest with you. And I think if you are prepared to go along with the difficulty of having a massive suitcase and having a wide variety of clothes, then it's your decision. You know, I think a lot of people for long-term travel will just have a backpack, a small backpack that you can take on as carry-on or hand luggage, and we'll have 1 t-shirt or 2 t-shirts. But personally, me, I cannot sit in a hostel for day after day wearing the same minging clothes. It's getting windy now as well. On to the next question. So this is from Terry. Hello, Terry. By the way, Brooke was in Japan recently, and also Terry was too. Everyone's going to Japan, including me in a couple of weeks. So this is about cheap flights. So finding the cheap flights. What are the secrets that long-term travellers use? And I've actually prepared here. So 6 points, right? I'm going to run through them quickly. I probably will do a more detailed video on this. So I use 2 apps, Skyscanner and Momondo. A lot of people will say that you can get cheaper flights booking direct with the airline, but to be honest with you, I've never got cheaper flights with an airline, largely because their websites either never work, or my card gets declined on those websites. So I always use the apps. The second thing is about planning your route. So I think if you plan your route in detail beforehand, in terms of doing small flights from places that are close to each other, you can save a lot of money rather than just flying from Los Angeles to Sydney and back 50 times a year. The third thing is about hubs. So a lot of airports, particularly in Asia or everywhere in the world, like Kuala Lumpur, Bangkok, are very much hubs for certain airlines. So Air Asia, Kuala Lumpur, you can get so many cheap flights out of Kuala Lumpur. So for example, KL to Denpasar, Bali will be about 30 English pounds or something to that effect. So know the hubs, which is one reason I'm in KL now, because I can get cheap flights out of here. So the one to, where am I going? Hiroshima is about £90 for a 7-hour flight, which is absolutely awesome. Obvious things, early mornings and late nights, they're going to be cheaper. I think once I got a flight at 2 AM, I think it was in Taiwan or Shanghai, one of them. And the last thing, okay, is about Hell Week. Remember that video? The 3 videos I did, and this was when I flew from Osaka to Busan to Shanghai. And now I could have done Osaka to Shanghai with a stop off in Busan, but I actually got a separate flight. I'm getting wet out of Busan, and I stayed there for a few days, but it actually worked out a lot cheaper than doing a flight directly to Shanghai. So that's pretty much how I get cheaper flights. The third one is from Hadir. Hello Hadir. He is my only patron. Patreon or patron, I don't know. If you want to become a patron, check out the link in the description below. He asked me, how do I deal with flying flights for 7 hours or more? The truth is, I don't. I am the worst flyer on the planet. I have to have the aisle seat because I get ridiculously claustrophobic on flights. I'm constantly going to the toilet. I get really ill. even with a short flight. And you know what, the only way I can get by with a massive long flight is either not sleeping the night before or getting blackout drunk the night before and then sleeping on the plane. Normally I will fall asleep before the plane has even taken off and when it starts moving, and I will wake up in the sky, which is strange. A lot of people say that you should take a pillow thing around your neck and moisturiser. I don't bother with all of that. Like I said, similar with the packing thing, I'm the most least prepared traveller on the planet. The next one is from Shabuti_G. Hello, this is actually 2 questions. How did you choose your route and where would you want to go that I haven't visited yet? So similar to what I said with Terry's point, my route the first 6 months of this was very much all planned out, and it was based on length between places and also certain things I wanted to do. Also, there were certain times I had to be in certain places. For example, I had to be in Australia at a certain time to meet my friend Lee. I had to be in America at a certain time for storm chasing. So it was very much based around that. But after that, it's pretty much a free-for-all. I've kind of based myself in KL, and flights out of here, as I said, are relatively cheap. So I think with long-term travel, you can either be really planned or you can either be not planned. The rain is getting heavier. I've got one more question left. I forgot the second part of this question. So where would I want to go? So northwest of America. I'm talking about Mount St. Helens, Dakota, the Dakotas, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana. Love to go to that area of the world. Iceland, Greenland, more of Central America, because I've been to Guatemala and Belize. And the last one, Colombia. I've heard a lot about Colombia. A lot of people think it's dangerous, that sort of thing, but I've been to a lot of South America before. I would love to go back to Colombia, or go there for the first time. I'm getting soaked. Okay. Typical Southeast Asia torrential downpour. Yeah, so the last question is from Curious Pavel. Hello Pavel. Check out his channel below. And this is, have I ever been to Siberia? I'm not sure if this is a jokey question or a serious one, but I'm going to answer anyway. And the fact is, yes, I have been to Siberia. Have you not seen my Hell Week videos? I stopped off at Novosibirsk airport in Russia, which is in Siberia. So I haven't actually been out of the airport, but I'm saying I've been to Siberia. And actually, I've got an interesting story about Siberia in that I'm half Polish, right? And basically my grandparents in the Second World War were removed from Poland and ended up in like a camp in Siberia, which they then left eventually, moved to Scotland, had my mum, and next thing you know, 32 years later, I'm alive. So yeah, that's my interesting story about Siberia. Wasn't that interesting? But never mind. So there's some of my questions. By the way, there were some more, but those ones, particularly from Office No Thanks, I wanted to do actual videos devoted to those subjects. So watch out for them coming soon. Oh Christ, this rain! I'm hiding under like a massive leaf. So anyway, if you have more questions about my channel and travel and long-term travel, digital nomad life, everything, don't forget to leave them down in the comments below and subscribe wherever for plenty more videos. So I'm going to go back to my hostel. I'll catch you later.